Manifestation is bullshit. That's what I was told. And at times I agree. May come strange coming from somebody like me. Let's talk about the truths of manifestation. Let's first of all, what is manifestation? Manifestation is a modern, new, whatever year word we want to call it. It's goal setting. And what is goal setting? It's dreaming. It's imagination. It's passion. So you people are saying you can manifest anything into your life. Well, within reason, that is true. But it's never been any different. It's always been true. We don't need a new practice or a new word or a new whatever you want to call it and call it manifestation for it to be different and it be the finest thing we've found in modern world mindset motivation. Manifestation in its way has been around for years, but it's not bullshit. Now, you can create a vision, and that's what manifestation is. It's a vision. It's a thought. Oh, we're back to thinking again. What manifestation is all about is thinking. What you think about. What you think about something, you can then visualize something. And it could be a feeling. You could manifest happiness. You could manifest a possession, a car. You could manifest a relationship with a new partner. You could manifest a new job. You can manifest your own business. You can manifest all these things. And that's true. There is no doubt about it. Every single person who you look at, who you might admire or you look up to, or you maybe watch on YouTube, or you know in your real life, or you maybe watch on Sky Sports, or all those things, and they are at a pinnacle and they are at a point and they are doing something that you admire, that you like, that you wish you could do, right? Whatever word they used, they have manifested that. They have created that vision, that manifestation, that possession, that feeling in their own mind already. Right. So manifestation is bullshit if you do nothing with it. If you just want to we're just going to pick the one of the silly ones. I want to manifest a Ferrari. Okay, Ferraris are for sale. Nobody can challenge the question. You can buy a Ferrari because they are for sale. It's not as though they don't exist, and it's not as though they are completely ungettable or anything such as that, even if that's a word, but you can get one. So you can manifest owning a Ferrari. You can. Now, you can't then go and sit and eat ice cream and watch Netflix and wait for a Ferrari to appear outside your door. This is when I get really frustrated with, because I am so passionate about mindset. I am so passionate about motivation. I am so passionate about, and that all drives down to mental health for me. A lot of the driver in my vision around this work I do is about manifestation, is about mindset, is about motivation, it's about success. But that is all cloaked around mental health, because mental health doesn't have to be a negative thing. Mental health can be a positive thing. You can have really positive mental health. When people say mental health, they think negative. No, don't. If you manifest the right things, you can actually manifest a positive mental health, as silly as that sounds. Right, okay, back to the point of the Ferrari. So manifesting something, you can't sit on the sofa. You can manifest. So therefore you are creating a thought. And if you are creating a thought, you are creating a vision in your mind. What I will always say to anybody, and I'll just grab it here, if you are going to manifest something, if you are going to create a vision, you're going to create a thought, and then you are going to take it seriously, you then have to write it down. There's no ifs, no buts. You have to write it down to make it real. So you can then write down, own a Ferrari, my own Ferrari, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just picking Ferrari. You could pick anything here. We'll talk about people and relationships in a moment, but we're talking about possession here. Right. So people want to manifest a Ferrari, and this is where they go, well, I manifested a Ferrari and it didn't appear on my drive, therefore it's bullshit. In the real world of some manifesting stuff I see, I agree with the people who say it's bullshit, because you can't just manifest. Right. So manifestation is creating the vision, it's creating the passion, it's creating the energy. But then it's easy, but it's hard, because then you sit down and go, right, I want a Ferrari. I've created a vision. Now you have to then visualize yourself in it. You have to visualize yourself owning it. You have to visualize yourself being the person who owns a Ferrari. You have to see that. You have to feel that. That all comes from thinking. That's not going out and spending money or going to get a new... This is all in your thinking. This can be done from the sofa. or a table or a chair, and we can write things down. So you then create a vision of who you are. This is called manifestation. You're creating a vision of what you want and who you are, and you believe you will have it. Now, that can be fun, and that should be fun. We should be doing that all the time. We should be manifesting. We should be spending time, instead of watching a lot of nonsense on TV, and I know some TV is great, but a lot of watching, or just scrolling, sitting down and writing a manifestation plan can be a real fun thing to do. It can be a family thing to do. It can be you and your partner can do it. Right. But then you say, I want a Ferrari. Right, so then so a Ferrari, I'm going to pick a number of 100,000 sterling. No interest in Ferraris, but I know they're about that type of number. Right, so then you've then got to then go, right, well, I need £100,000. And this is where the hard bit gets. Is there £100,000 out there for you to have? Yes, and money's infinite. There's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of people with a lot of money, right? But you can too. Now, but if you don't have £100,000 now and you've been working for 1 year, 10 years, 30 years, and you're nowhere near a Ferrari, well, that's okay. But one thing you've got to do is change. You've got to change. Life's got to change. You've got to change. You've got to change endless amount of habits. You've got to change endless amounts of how you're thinking. You've got to change. You're going to have to sacrifice some things, right? If you, just as simple as, well, I want a Ferrari. Well, you can't go to the pub every night. You can't go to Witherspoons or whichever bar you go to every single night, because that's just not going to work. Because number one, you're going to spend all your money on beer and alcohol. Number two, you're not really going to be energized. Number three, you're going to have hangover. And number four, you're not doing the work that's needed. People who own Ferraris, now I know there are a gifted small number of people. Let's not fall down that rabbit hole. Well, so-and-so's got one because their dad bought them, or the one. Okay, I know that happens. I'm talking about reality here. I'm talking about real life people who I know who own Ferraris. Do you know what they've done? They've worked really hard. Now, here's the thing. They've worked really hard on what they do. They've worked really hard on themselves. Now, I can pick somebody who is a manual worker, who is digging holes in the road, or a farmer or something like that, who does real hard work, the context of hard work. Now, the people I talk about who own Ferraris, I'm not talking about they're doing that type of hard work. What they're doing, they're working really hard on themselves, and they're focused. They are laser focused on what they're focused on. The majority of them are up early. They are going through their daily plan. They are working on their daily plan. Most of them have a fitness plan to keep them energized mentally, physically. So you have manifested, but here comes the hard bit. Here comes this is where you turn manifestation into reality, not bullshit. I want to manifest a Ferrari, sit on the sofa. It's not happening. That's bullshit. Right. I want a Ferrari. Right. So I've got to earn £100,000. Right. Well, I can't do that in my current job. But that's okay, because I've got 10, 20, 30, 40 more years of work ahead. Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to go and learn a new skill. I'm going to go and be a different person. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to look at jobs that I can earn that type of money, or I'm going to look at businesses when I can earn that type of money, because I can pretty much say there will be somebody who's got a very similar background to you, who's got a similar situation to you. You might be in debt right now and go, well, this is ridiculous. I know people who have got a load of money who had a load of debt. I built a huge business, made an absolute fortune, lost it all, got a massive amount of debt, and I'm still paying a degree of that debt off now. But I wouldn't let it hold me back. I manifested where I want to go. I want to do this for a living. I now speak to thousands of people. I do content that get millions of views. I wanted that. It's what I want, because it's my passion. It's what I talk about. It didn't just happen. I had to get up and I had to record every day when nobody was listening. I had to put posts out when nobody was reading. I had to knock on doors when nobody wanted to engage me as a coach. Nobody wanted to have me as a speaker. People looked at me and thought, who's this idiot? Who's this man? No thanks, no thanks. But I've manifested my vision of who I wanted to be and where I wanted to get to. And by manifesting, I then created habits. I obviously had to be sober. I had to get fit. I had to be so disciplined on my morning routine. I had to do that morning routine. I had to practice my own preaching of meditation, of fitness and training. And so these are habits that lots of people around manifestation don't talk about. Manifestation is not bullshit. However, not doing anything with it will create bullshit. Now, if you take manifestation and you then want to create something, and then you've got to find ways, and what you will do, manifestation helps you find ways. It gives you that belief, it gives you that energy, it gives you that passion. You can go on, and I know I'm going to get a load of comments on this one saying, well, this is absolute bullshit, I can smell bullshit, blah, blah. I get it, and lots of people will say it. But unfortunately, the people who shout at me say, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true. There are people who I talk to, who I coach, who I work with, who do manifestation and are obsessed with it and do all the hard work, and they are getting everything they want. So you can't say it doesn't work, because I can show you endless examples where it does work. I'm an example. We'll talk about manifestation in relationships. Not a possession, not money, a relationship. Now, people say, well, I can't manifest a relationship. Well, yes, you can. Because I go, well, what is the perfect relationship? What's the perfect partner for you? Have you written it down? Have you put a line that no compromise on this, no compromise on that? I want this, I want that, I want that out of my relationship. Right, great. Don't be afraid, because you're not pushing who you are on anybody else. You're creating your own manifestation of what you see as an ideal partner. Now, this again, so you can't then just sit and watch Netflix or sit on a dating app and just flick and flick and flick and flick and hoping somebody is manifesting somebody who's flicking at the same time. That's not manifestation. That's just gamble of luck of a dating site. Right. If you want a particular partner and you want a particular relationship and you want a life of, well, you have to become that person first. You have to become a person that is attracted to the person you like, if that makes any sense. So if I want somebody who's really into health and fitness, well, you're going to have to be healthy and fit too. I want somebody who doesn't want to go to the pub every night. Well, you can't go to the pub every night. I want somebody who's really, really focused on their career. If you are somebody who just goes to work just to earn money and whatever, the chances are you're not going to manifest, you're not going to create, you're not going to attract that type of person. Manifestation is about thinking, acting, growing, developing, becoming the person you want to be, being the thing you want to be. So manifestation is not bullshit. But there's a load of bullshit with it. And the person who's creating the bullshit around manifestation, here's the honest truth, here's the one, you. Because if you don't do anything with it, it is bullshit. So therefore, well done, crack it, you've won. But you ain't going to achieve anything. You ain't going to get where you want to get to. You ain't going to get out of the world that you think you don't want to be in anymore. So manifestation is not bullshit, but it's hard work. It's like any type of mindset. It's like any type of motivation. You've got to get out and do it. I always say to people, if you want to test this, write down what you see as your perfect life. Write it down. Certain things are really key, and you can have fun doing that. Then you want to test yourself whether you're any good at manifestation. Test yourself whether you're going to be any good at doing it. Right. I say 3, but I'm going to say 1 today. Write one thing down about your life you've got to change. One habit you are going to have to change. That may be, I've got to get fit. I've got to stop eating rubbish food. I've got to stop being negative. I've got to stop being the doom and gloom in the room. I've got to be more disciplined with my work. I've got to focus more on my attention on my work. Just think of a habit that you know you should do and it would have an immense benefit on your life, but then commit to that habit for 7 days. You have to do that habit for 7 days. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no changes, there's no because if after a day you don't do it, I'm talking about one habit. I'm not talking about changing the entirety of your life here. I'm talking about one habit. If you want to make manifestation not bullshit, manifest, create something, then think of one habit, one thing you do, one thing about you are going to have to change to create that, to be that person. Start today, change that habit today. I guarantee you within 7 days you will start thinking, this manifestation might not be bullshit after all. Go and do it. It's all about, I always say, everything I talk about, everything I do within coaching and within speaking, sobriety, mental health, fitness, running 100K like I do, creating a business, creating a new business, learning AI. It's all really, really simple, but it's not easy. If there's nothing else you take away from this one, if you want to change and you want to grow, always remember it's simple but not easy. But that's great, because if it's simple, you can work it out. If it's not easy, well, just go through a bit of pain, go through a bit of hard work. That's what it's about. Listen, that's my manifestation. It's not bullshit, but you can make it bullshit if you want. That's my view on it. Thanks.